Somewhere, in the deep silence of your soul, there's a soft echo that never fades. A calling that transcends time, distractions, fears, and even the hurts the world has caused you. It's the voice of God, insisting on touching your heart, calling you closer to an awakening you don't always understand, but that you feel vibrating in every fiber of your being. Many ignore this voice, postpone the moment, try to fill it with fleeting things like someone trying to plug a spring of living water with dry sand. But there comes a time when the emptiness screams louder, and it's at this time that the 5 steps to awakening your faith become the map your soul has always been searching for. The first step isn't about doing more. It's about listening. Listening with your heart, not your ears. Listening to the whispers in the late nights when sleep won't come. Listening to the unexplained longing for a home you've never visited, but feel exists. Listening to the sadness that strikes without reason, which is actually longing for God. This first step is about making space within yourself, clearing away the dust of the world's noise, and listening to the gentle breeze that, like it happened with Elijah on Mount Horeb, didn't come in the strong wind or the earthquake or the fire, but in the whisper of a gentle breeze. The second step is surrender, not just any surrender, but the kind that scares and frees you at the same time. Surrender to God the reins of your life, your deepest fears, your most secret dreams, your most shameful falls. It's extending your empty hands and saying, Lord, I don't know where to go. Guide me. Many try to steer their own paths and get lost in labyrinths of frustration and loneliness. But when you surrender, when you confess your limitations to Him and allow yourself to be guided, it's like your heart finally finds its rhythm in the beat of eternity. The third step is to trust. Not a logical trust, one that needs proof and guarantees, but the trust of a child who jumps into their parents' arms without fear of falling. Trust when everything seems uncertain, when the ground seems to crumble beneath your feet, when doors close and silence is the only answer. Trust is not closing your eyes to reality, it's opening your eyes to the promise. Remember, God never fails. Every tear you have cried, every prayer whispered in the darkness, has been heard and embraced by Him. Even if you don't see it, the seeds of your faith are already sprouting in the soil of eternity. And this is where many give up, because the fourth step is to persist. The awakening of faith isn't a sudden lightning strike. It's a light that grows slowly, like the dawn breaking through the night with patience and beauty. To persist is to keep praying even when it seems pointless. It's to keep believing even when doubt creeps in. It's to stay on the path even when you feel tired and alone. Just like the farmer who plants and trusts in the rain, you also need to trust in God's timing. Persistence is the link that connects the promise to its fulfillment. At this point in the journey, you are not the same. Something inside you has started to stir, to come alive, to beat in time with heaven. But there is still a fifth step, and it is the most important of all. The fifth step is to love. Not the love that the world preaches, fragile and conditional, but the love that is born from the experience of being loved first by God. A love that embraces not only the beautiful parts of another person, but also their imperfections, their flaws, their pain. To love is the peak of spiritual awakening, because those who truly love no longer live for themselves, but to reflect the brilliance of heaven on earth. When Jesus was asked about the greatest commandment, He didn't hesitate. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other way. Whoever awakens to God awakens to love. Maybe you're thinking right now that these 5 steps seem too simple to change a life. But remember, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, small at first glance, but it grows and becomes the largest of trees. Each step you take, even the smallest ones, are seeds of eternity planted in the soil of your heart. Don't underestimate the small beginning. God never underestimates. In fact, He rejoices to see the beginning of His work in you. And now I ask you, are you willing to take these 5 steps? Are you willing to let go of your fears, excuses, and distractions, to embrace the faith that has always called to you? If your answer is yes, know that all of heaven celebrates with you. There is an unseen party prepared for every soul who decides to return to the Father's embrace. If this message touched your heart in any way, please subscribe to this channel. Here, together, we walk on roads that aren't always easy, but that lead us home. Leave your comment below too. Which of the 5 steps resonated with you the most today? I really want to know, because your journey inspires others who come through here too. And remember, every time you share your story, you plant a seed in the life of someone who might be on the verge of giving up. And as you write, take a deep breath and feel God is closer than you think. He is as close as the air you breathe right now. He knows your silent struggles, your unconfessed fears, your most hidden dreams. And He hasn't given up on you. On the contrary, He's the one who put this video in front of your eyes today. Nothing is a coincidence in the kingdom. If you understand this, know that you've already started to awaken. The movement has already begun. Now, it's up to you to decide. Will you continue just watching from afar, or will you get up and walk towards the light that already shines within you? It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen down. It doesn't matter how many times you thought it was too late to start over. God's grace never tires of offering new mornings to those who choose to take His hand. He is the God of new beginnings, the Lord of the brokenhearted, the faithful friend who doesn't give up even when everyone else has left. Every step you take towards Him, He multiplies in love, mercy, and care. You may be at your weakest moment right now, but know this: to God, you never were and never will be a lost cause. Imagine an old house, abandoned for years, with creaking doors, broken windows, and cracked walls. To human eyes, it might look like a ruin, worthless and without a future. But to the restorer, that house is a hidden gem. They see beyond the rubble. They see the beauty that can be brought back to life. That's how God sees your heart. He doesn't look at your wounds with judgment, but with love. He sees what no one else can see, the eternal treasure that exists within you. And He is ready to rebuild everything brick by brick if you simply let Him. Don't think a spiritual awakening happens in some big, dramatic way. It's often subtle, like the sunrise, which first paints the sky with soft colors before revealing all its glory. An awakening starts quietly, inside the heart, in a simple whispered prayer, in a small yes said through tears, in a gesture of freely given love. It starts now, the very moment you decide to no longer ignore the call. So, if you heard this message today, don't harden your heart. Don't put off until tomorrow what your soul is yearning to experience today. Life with God is an extraordinary adventure, but it starts in the ordinary, in a prayer, in a surrender, in a renewed trust. Start small, but start. Take your first step, not by what you feel now, but by faith in what God has already prepared for you. And before we finish, I want to invite you once again in a very special way. Subscribe to this channel, not just to watch the videos, but to be part of a family that believes the impossible is just the beginning of God's promises. Leave your like so this message can reach other thirsty souls, and comment below, "I embrace my faith today." This simple phrase will be like a public prayer, a milestone, a living testimony that you chose to answer the call. May the peace of Christ fill your heart now. May the light of the Holy Spirit brighten every corner of your soul. And as you walk through this new season, know this: you are not alone. You never have been, and you never will be. God is with you, guiding every step, even when you can't see. Embrace your faith. Live your awakening. Don't ignore the call any longer. All of heaven smiles because of your decision.